Hey guys, welcome back to Spotlight TV. I'm your host, Joanna Luda, to a special edition of Making a Difference. We are joined with a community leader, Padre Hernán. How are you, Padre?
Buenos dias. Good morning, Johanna. I'm happy. I'm okay.
That's fabulous. I love the fact that you've given back to the Latin community. You started Voces Latinas from the bottom. You've had this radio station for so many years now, close to what, 11 years now?
It's going to be the 11th anniversary on November 21st.
That's amazing, Padre. Let's talk about your journey. Why do you think there was a big important why do you think that there was an important need for a radio station for the Latin community?
Well, the communication is one of the special channels for every humans. For us, especially in Toronto, to have a radio station or to have a TV, to have a newspaper, uh, who will provide an alternative voice and voice with ethics, a voice with values, it's very important. And for us as new immigrants, it is very, very important to communicate, to educate, to integrate our community in this multicultural mosaic, which is Toronto, the capital of multiculturalism in the world. That's the reason. When I started this project, I was a street and subway musician. So when I was playing my guitar and my pan flutes in the TTC on the streets, I was feeling our community needs something. And my experience with peasants, with poor people, with native people in Ecuador was the communication. And as a musician, you communicate your soul to the pan flute, to the strings. And I was thinking, oh, we need a voice. I feel in Toronto we did not have a voice. We were like the birds, flying from branch to branch, from one tree to another tree. We
You know
didn't
what,
have.
Padre? Well said. I agree with you. You know, Toronto and Canada, for that matter, like it's incredible of what you've been doing here for the Latin community. You started this radio station from the bottom. You know, let's talk about the challenges you faced in starting Voces Latina.
Um, I'm going to tell that's the base. Can you see that base outside of the house? It was the first antenna tower. And when I started this project, the challenge, I received many commentaries from the people and say, finally, we have a voice. Finally, we have a compañera, a friend. Many seniors, they consider the radio as their friend. Some of them, they call crying and say, finally, we have a company. But this challenge also gives some crisis in the community because many old leaders, they don't think with the head and the heart, they think with the pockets. So it was for me personally a little hard because many of them, they didn't like to see this radio growing. But to the times, after 10 years, they finally accept. Many of them who were against me now are okay. They came to apologize and they say, you did. But I told to them, I didn't. We did.
Qué increíble. That's amazing that, not only there were the challenges there, you faced it despite barriers and obstacles. You really did it, and you really are truly helping so many people in the Latin community, not even the Latin community, in the Canadian community as well. So many people around just Toronto, Canada, international people listening to this radio station here, Voces Latina. And it's fabulous what you're doing and making a difference. Let's talk about your personal journey. From what I understand, when you came to Canada, when you came to Toronto, you were playing in Subway. Let's talk about that. Music is a big, important role in your life. Let's talk about who you looked up to while you were growing up.
Well, like I told you, yes, I was playing in the subway and the streets of Toronto. When I was in my country, I was doing different activities. I was an coordinator of the popular education, liberation theology or theology of hope, and to use my pan flutes, my charango, my cuatro, my guitar on the streets of Toronto. It gave me a challenge, but I was close of people, and sometimes I was crying, playing the instruments and crying because my soul was still in Ecuador. I miss my mom, I miss my dad, I miss my daughter. I am a single father. My daughter, when I came, my daughter was a little bambinita, Manolita, and thinking my friends who work with poor people and they were in the jail, and I was persecuted because I was doing that work. So thinking all of them, my heart was bleeding and bleeding, and my soul was still providing an special energy. But I keep in the walking in the streets of Toronto because I find a wonderful people, a wonderful friends from the Canadian community, a wonderful friends from the Italian, Portuguese, and different communities, and Latin American community. So I feel Toronto become my new glass, my new chalice of an special water to have an integration. And the streets of Toronto and TTC became for me an sacrament, which is an sacred place. Always when I take the TTC, I go to the subway station and I remind when I was playing. And my daughter was just at the audition just the last week, and she went to speak with one of the boss. She respects me a lot, Jane. She always sent to me to play at CTV subway station, in order to invite the people to come and do the competition to become a musician at the TTC. And Manuelita went and say, "I'm the daughter of Father Hernán." And she say Jane was crying and say, "I'm too sensitive," but I remember him. He was one of us playing in the subway stations.
That's incredible. That's amazing. See, there's a sense of community. And speaking of community, I want to know, what does community mean to you?
Family. Family, living, sharing, building the human values, respecting each other in the diversity, caring the Mother Earth, the creation, living happy, sometimes bitter, fighting, but among those fighting, an special expression, reconciliation, negotiation to enrich the good life.
Padre, I want to know, what's next for you? You have started a radio station. You give masses every Sunday. You're out in the community. You do so much for the community with not-for-profit organization. I want to know, and let our viewers here with Spotlight TV know, what's next for you.
I don't know. I always say when I go to sleep, always say, Lord, every good thing I did, it belongs to you. Every bad thing I did, it belongs to me, because it means for me I have to improve, I have to grow. Every day I have to grow. We the humans need to grow every day. It doesn't matter if you are 90 years old, 100 years old, we have to grow. And the best way is to encourage our children or our kids to become better than us. I'm still thinking now in the seniors in my community, because as a pastor, as a priest, many people come to the door. They don't need to make an appointment to come and see me. Only they need to call and ask if I am here, or they can come and they have a cup of coffee. They sit and come speak with me, and to that process of listening, I feel a need for our Hispanic community, a seniors building, a seniors space, a seniors cup of love and hope, a seniors from different parts of Latin America, starting from Chile to Mexico to Cuba and Republican Dominican and all the countries, all the seniors, many seniors. You can see there are two buildings for the Italian seniors, but with the Latin American people, we don't have anything. I think this is a time to start thinking serious how we can say thank you very much for all of their journey and offer an space with dignity.